The Apollo 10 was the first American spaceship to orbit the moon. They didn't land, and of course Apollo 11 made the landing, and as they were landing, they played this piece. So I'd like to dedicate this performance to Neil Armstrong with great respect and a little bit of fun. so at the drop of a hat for no good reason. Our next piece is very well known to everyone, whether or not you go to church. It's a beautiful setting of the hymn Amazing Grace, which if you hadn't heard it before 9/11, you sure heard it after that. It's a very moving hymn. It's actually, the tune is not attributed, it's considered a folk hymn. And we are very fortunate. We're not the only bassoon players who like to play in large groups. So, I mean, this is a phenomenon that's been going on for at least 100 years. And the person who arranged this is a gentleman by the name of Christopher Wiett. Chris Wiett just recently retired from teaching at the University of Ohio. I think it is the University of Ohio, yes. But before that, he was principal bassoonist to the Toronto Symphony for 17 years. During that time, I did study with him for a summer, and really enjoyed it. He's one of these guys, he should be a professor. I mean, he knows all this stuff, and he's endlessly fascinated with everything bassoon. And he's a wonderful arranger, as you'll get to hear, because our next few pieces are arranged by him. He does have kind of a local presence in that he has been hired by an organization called Kammermusik, which holds chamber music seminars for mostly wind players up in Santa Fe. In fact, he was there last summer, and Brian participated. And Brian has lectured Mr. Wiett a number of times. So at any rate, we're going to play this, and then we're going to conclude our first half with the finale to the William Tell Overture, which I believe needs no real introduction.